Remember the moment when John Coffey is brought into Cold Mountain Penitentiary, towering over everyone around him, yet speaking with the voice of a frightened child? Or the heartbreaking moment when Paul Edgecomb realizes that Coffey isn't the monster everyone believes him to be, but something far more mysterious. And then there's that unforgettable scene when Coffey holds Paul's hand and reveals a supernatural ability that completely changes the way we see him. The Green Mile became one of those rare movies that could make audiences feel fear, sadness, anger, and hope all at the same time. But behind these unforgettable characters were actors whose own lives became stories worth telling. Some became major Hollywood stars. Some struggled with personal battles. And sadly, several beloved members of the cast passed away, years after the film was released. The first character is Tom Hanks as Paul Edgecomb, the prison officer whose eyes guide us through the entire story. Tom Hanks was born on July 9, 1956, in Concord, California. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Hanks was 43 years old. He played Paul Edgecomb, the head guard of Cold Mountain's death row. At first, Paul appears to be simply doing his job, but everything changes when John Coffey arrives. Paul slowly realizes that this enormous prisoner may not be the dangerous murderer everyone believes him to be. One of the film's most memorable moments comes when Coffey takes Paul's hand and mysteriously removes the infection from his body. From that point, Paul begins questioning everything he thought he understood about life, death, and justice. By the time Hanks made The Green Mile, he was already one of Hollywood's biggest stars. He had won 2 consecutive Academy Awards for Philadelphia and Forrest Gump. Before taking on the role of Paul Edgecomb, in his personal life, Hanks married actress Rita Wilson in 1988, and they have 2 children together. He also has 2 children from his earlier marriage to Samantha Luce. As of 2026, Tom Hanks is 70 years old. His estimated net worth is around $400 million. Although celebrity net worth figures are not official financial records, Michael Clark Duncan was born on December 10, 1957 in Chicago, Illinois. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Duncan was 41 years old. He played John Coffey, the enormous death row prisoner whose gentle personality completely contrasts with his frightening appearance. Coffey is convicted of murdering 2 young girls, but as Paul Edgecomb gets to know him, he begins to realize that something about the case doesn't make sense. Coffey possesses a mysterious healing ability, and his kindness makes the guards question whether they are about to execute an innocent man. Duncan's performance became the emotional heart of the movie. Remarkably, The Green Mile was one of the performances that transformed him from a relatively unknown supporting actor into a major Hollywood name. His performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Before acting full-time, Duncan worked a variety of jobs, including security work while pursuing acting on the side. Duncan was engaged to television person Omarosa Manigault. Although they never married, sadly, Duncan suffered a heart attack in July 2012. He survived initially but never fully recovered. On September 3, 2012, he died in Los Angeles at just 54 years old. His estimated net worth at the time of his death was around $2 million. David Morse was born on October 11, 1953, in Hamilton, Massachusetts. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Morse was 46 years old. He played Brutus Howell, known as Brutal, one of the prison guards working alongside Paul Edgecomb on death row. Despite working in a place built around executions, Brutal is one of the more compassionate guards. He treats the prisoners with respect and becomes especially affected by John Coffey's unusual kindness and supernatural abilities. His reaction to Coffey's execution helps show just how deeply the guards have been changed by what they witnessed. Before The Green Mile, Morse was already an established actor, particularly known for his work on the television series Saint Elsewhere. His performance as Dr. Jack Morrison earned him several Emmy nominations and helped establish him as a serious dramatic actor. After The Green Mile, Morse continued appearing in major films and television shows, including The Negotiator, Dancer in the Dark, The Hurt Locker, The Long Kiss Goodnight, and the television series House. In his personal life, Morse married actress and writer Susan Wheeler Duff in 1982. They have 3 children together and have largely kept their family life away from the spotlight. As of 2026, David Morse is 72 years old and remains active as an actor. His estimated net worth is around $3 million, although this figure is not officially confirmed. For fans of The Green Mile, however, he'll always be remembered as Brutal, the guard who showed that even inside death row, humanity could still survive. Bonnie Hunt was born on September 22, 1961, in Chicago, Illinois. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, she was 38 years old. She played Jan Edgecomb, the loving wife of Paul Edgecomb. Although her screen time is limited, Jan is important because she represents the normal life Paul has outside the prison, and the emotional support he needs while dealing with what happens to John Coffey. Bonnie Hunt was already known to audiences before The Green Mile. She had appeared in films such as Rain Man, Beethoven, and Jumanji, and became particularly famous as a comedian and television personality. After The Green Mile, Hunt continued acting, while also becoming a successful writer, producer, director, and voice actress. She voiced Dolly in Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4, and also appeared in films including Cheaper by the Dozen and Return to Me. In her personal life, Hunt married investment banker John Murphy in 1988. The couple later divorced in 2006 and did not have children together. Unlike many of her co-stars, Hunt has remained active across several areas of entertainment rather than disappearing from Hollywood. As of 2026, Bonnie Hunt is 64 years old. Her estimated net worth is around $10 million, although celebrity wealth figures are not officially confirmed. For The Green Mile fans, Jan Edgecomb may not have had many scenes, but Bonnie Hunt's performance gave us a glimpse of the woman waiting at home, while Paul carried the emotional weight of everything happening inside the prison. James Cromwell was born on January 27, 1940, in Los Angeles, California. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Cromwell was 59 years old. He played Warden Hal Moores, the compassionate head of Cold Mountain Penitentiary and the husband of Melinda Moores. Unlike the harsh prison officials around him, Hal genuinely cares about the people under his responsibility. His biggest personal struggle begins when his wife becomes seriously ill. After John Coffey mysteriously heals her, Hal starts to understand that there is something extraordinary about the prisoner everyone else fears. Before The Green Mile, Cromwell had already spent decades working in film and television, but his performance as Farmer Hoggett in Babe had made him internationally recognizable and earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. After The Green Mile, he continued appearing in major productions including L.A., Confidential, The Queen, 6 Feet Under, Boardwalk Empire, and Succession. He became particularly known for playing authoritative characters with a more complicated side. In his personal life, Cromwell has been married several times. He was married to Anne Ulvestad, then actress Kay Johnson, and later actress Julie Cobb. In 2014, he married actress Anna Stewart. As of 2026, James Cromwell is 86 years old and continues to act. His estimated net worth is around $8 million, although this is not an officially verified figure. For The Green Mile fans, Cromwell's Hal Moores remains one of the film's most humane authority figures. A man who slowly realizes that the prisoner sitting on death row may possess something far more powerful than anyone could understand. Michael Jater was born on August 26, 1952, in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, he was 47 years old. He played Edouard Del Delacroix, a nervous death row prisoner who forms an unusual friendship with a small mouse he names Mr. Jingles. Del is terrified of his upcoming execution, but his relationship with Mr. Jingles reveals his softer side. One of the film's most heartbreaking moments comes when Percy deliberately steps on the mouse, only for John Coffey to mysteriously bring it back to life. Before The Green Mile, Jeter was already a respected actor. He won a Tony Award for his performance in the Broadway musical Grand Hotel and appeared in films including The Fisher King, Waterworld, and Sister Act 2. After The Green Mile, he continued acting in movies such as Jurassic Park 3, The Polar Express, and Open Range. He also became known for his distinctive voice performances. Jeter was openly gay and spent much of his personal life away from Hollywood's constant attention. He never married and had no children. Sadly, Michael Jeter died on March 30, 2003, at his home in Los Angeles. He was only 50 years old. The cause of death was a seizure, according to reports at the time. His exact net worth at the time of his death was never officially established. More than 2 decades later, Michael Jeter's performance as Del remains one of the most emotional parts of The Green Mile, especially his unforgettable bond with the tiny mouse that became a symbol of hope inside death row. Doug Hutchison was born on May 26, 1960, in Dover, Delaware. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Hutchison was 39 years old. He played Percy Wetmore, the arrogant and cruel prison guard who uses his family connections to avoid responsibility and intimidate the other guards. Percy becomes one of the most hated characters in the film. His cruelty reaches its peak when he deliberately refuses to put out the execution fire and later steps on Dell's beloved mouse, Mr. Jingles. But his most shocking moment comes when he is forced to execute Dell, an experience that eventually leaves him psychologically broken. Before The Green Mile, Hutchison had already appeared in films and television, including The X-Files, Beverly Hills, 9021, and A Time to Kill. After the movie, he continued working mainly in television and genre productions, including 24, Lost, and The Young and the Restless. His personal life has attracted considerable media attention. Hutchison married Amanda Sellers in 2003, but they later divorced. In 2011, he married singer Courtney Stodden. Their large age difference, Hutchison was 51 and Stodden was 16, created intense controversy. They later divorced. As of 2026, Doug Hutchison is 66 years old. Although Percy Wetmore was one of the most hated characters in The Green Mile, Doug Hutchison's performance was so convincing that decades later, viewers still remember him as the guard everyone loved to hate. Sam Rockwell was born on November 5, 1968, in Daly City, California. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, he was 31 years old. He played William Wild Bill Wharton, a violent and unpredictable prisoner whose arrival brings a completely different kind of danger to the death row block. Wild Bill constantly provokes the guards and other prisoners, behaving as though nothing can scare him. But his character becomes even more important when John Coffey reveals that Wharton is connected to the crime that Coffey was accused of committing. Before The Green Mile, Rockwell had already been working in film and television, but the movie helped introduce his talent to a much wider audience. He later became known for performances in films such as Moon, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Richard Jewell, and Vice. His performance in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri eventually earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in 2018. Rockwell has never married and has generally kept his personal relationships private. He has been in a long-term relationship with actress Leslie Bibb, whom he has been dating since 2007. As of 2026, Sam Rockwell is 57 years old and remains highly active in Hollywood. His estimated net worth is around $30 million. More than 25 years later, Wild Bill remains one of the most disturbing characters in The Green Mile, and Sam Rockwell's performance helped make him impossible to forget. Graham Greene was born on June 22, 1952, on the Six Nations Reserve in Ontario, Canada. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Greene was 47 years old. He played Arlen Bitterbuck, a Native American prisoner on death row, whose execution becomes one of the earliest and most emotional moments in the film. Bitterbuck is a quiet and respectful prisoner who accepts his fate with dignity. His final walk down the Green Mile is especially powerful because it shows the emotional weight carried by the guards who have to perform these executions. Before The Green Mile, Greene had already become internationally recognized for his performance as Kicking Bird in Dances with Wolves, which earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. After The Green Mile, Greene continued building a long career in film and television. He appeared in projects including Wind River, Maverick, The Twilight Saga, New Moon, Longmire, and Reservation Dogs. He became one of the most recognizable Indigenous actors working in Hollywood. Greene has been married twice. His first marriage was to Hilary Blackmore, with whom he had a daughter. He later married Paula Bowman, and they have a daughter together. As of 2026, Graham Greene is 74 years old and continues to act. His exact current net worth isn't reliably documented. Although Arlen Bitterbuck appears only briefly, Graham Greene gave the character a quiet dignity that made his execution one of the scenes audiences remember long after The Green Mile ends. Barry Pepper was born on April 4, 1970, in Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Pepper was 29 years old. He played Dean Stanton, one of the prison guards working on the death row block alongside Paul Edgecomb and Brutal Howell. Dean is quieter than some of the other guards, but he remains an important part of the team. He witnesses the strange events surrounding John Coffey and the executions, gradually becoming another person forced to question what is happening inside Cold Mountain. Before The Green Mile, Pepper was still a relatively young actor building his career. The film helped establish him as a serious performer, and he soon became known for taking on demanding dramatic roles. Afterward, Pepper appeared in films including Saving Private Ryan, The Green Mile, 25th Hour, Flags of Our Fathers, True Grit, and The Lone Ranger. He also received an Emmy Award for his performance as Robert F. Kennedy in the television miniseries The Kennedys. In his personal life, Pepper married Cindy Pepper in 1997. The couple have one daughter and have generally kept their family life away from the media. As of 2026, Barry Pepper is 56 years old and continues to work in film and television. His estimated net worth is around $10 million. While Dean Stanton isn't the loudest character in The Green Mile, Barry Pepper's understated performance helped make the death row team feel like a believable group of men witnessing something they could never fully explain. Jeffrey DeMunn was born on April 25, 1947, in Buffalo, New York. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, he was 52 years old. He played Harry Terwilliger, one of the prison officers working alongside Paul Edgecomb on death row. Harry isn't as prominent as Paul or Brutal, but he is an important member of the team. He takes his job seriously and, like the other guards, gradually becomes disturbed by the events surrounding John Coffey. His presence helps make the death row staff feel like real people rather than simply background characters. Before The Green Mile, DeMunn had already enjoyed a long career in theater, television, and film. He was also a frequent collaborator of director Frank Darabont, who directed The Green Mile. Their connection began with The Shawshank Redemption, where DeMunn played District Attorney Andy Dufresne's wife. After The Green Mile, DeMunn continued working steadily, appearing in projects such as The Majestic, The Mist, The Walking Dead, and Billions. His performances often brought a quiet, authoritative quality to supporting characters. In his personal life, DeMunn has been married twice. He was first married to Anne Siklecki, and later married Carrie Leah, with whom he has remained together. He has children from his first marriage. As of 2026, Jeffrey DeMunn is 79 years old and remains active in acting. His estimated net worth is around $2 million. For The Green Mile fans, DeMunn's Harry may not have been the center of attention, but his understated performance helped create the believable group of guards surrounding Paul Edgecomb during one of cinema's most emotional stories. Patricia Clarkson was born on December 29, 1959, in New Orleans, Louisiana. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, she was 39 years old. She played Melinda Moores, the wife of prison warden Hal Moores. Her character is seriously ill, and her condition becomes one of the reasons Paul discovers the extraordinary power John Coffey possesses. Melinda doesn't have a large amount of screen time, but her storyline is crucial. After Coffey mysteriously heals her, she becomes one of the strongest examples of his supernatural ability, and one of the reasons Paul begins to question whether Coffey deserves to die. Before The Green Mile, Clarkson had already established herself as a respected actress through films such as The Untouchables, Jumanji, and High Art. Her career continued to grow after the film, with acclaimed performances in Pieces of April, 6 Feet Under, House of Cards, and Sharp Objects. In her personal life, Clarkson has never married and has no children. She has generally kept her relationships private, although she has spoken openly about choosing her career and independence. Her career has brought her numerous awards and nominations, including a Primetime Emmy Award for 6 Feet Under. As of 2026, Patricia Clarkson is 66 years old and remains active in film and television. Her estimated net worth is around $3 million. For The Green Mile fans, Melinda Moores may appear only briefly, but Patricia Clarkson's performance represents one of the film's most important themes: the possibility of a miracle appearing in the darkest of places. Harry Dean Stanton was born on July 14, 1926, in West Irvine, Kentucky. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Stanton was 73 years old. He played Toot Toot, an elderly prison inmate who works around Cold Mountain and becomes a familiar presence to the guards. Toot Toot isn't one of the film's central characters, but his small appearances add another layer to life inside the prison. He is especially remembered for his enthusiasm for the prison's executions and his interactions with Paul and the other guards. By the time he appeared in The Green Mile, Stanton was already a legendary character actor with decades of experience. He had appeared in classics including Alien, The Godfather Part 2, Paris, Texas, Escape from New York, and Repo Man. His distinctive face and voice made him instantly recognizable. After The Green Mile, Stanton continued acting despite being well into his 70s. Stanton never married and had no children. He was known for maintaining a private personal life and developing close friendships throughout Hollywood. Sadly, Harry Dean Stanton died on September 15, 2017, in Los Angeles, at the age of 91. He died of natural causes. His exact net worth at the time of his death wasn't officially established, although some sources estimated it at around $10 million. With a career spanning more than 6 decades, Stanton left behind an extraordinary body of work, and even a small role like Toot Toot became part of his unforgettable Hollywood legacy. Dabbs Greer was born on April 2, 1917, in Fairview, Missouri. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Greer was 82 years old. He played old Paul Edgecomb, the elderly version of Tom Hanks's character, who narrates the story and reveals that the events of Cold Mountain Penitentiary have stayed with him for decades. The older Paul is important because his story gives the film its emotional weight. He explains that after witnessing John Coffey's supernatural abilities, he somehow continued living far beyond a normal human lifespan. Sadly, Dabbs Greer died on April 28, 2007, in Pasadena, California, at the age of 90, after complications from heart disease and kidney failure. His exact net worth at the time of his death was not officially documented, although Greer's role in The Green Mile was mostly limited to the film's opening and closing sections. His final words as the elderly Paul gave the entire story its haunting meaning and left audiences wondering whether living forever is actually a blessing or a punishment. William Sadler was born on April 13, 1950, in Buffalo, New York. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Sadler was 49 years old. He played Klaus Dederich, the father of the 2 young girls whose murder leads to John Coffey's arrest and execution. Although Klaus appears only briefly, his role is extremely important to the story. His grief and desperation help establish the tragic circumstances surrounding Coffey's conviction. Later, we discover that Coffey was actually trying to save the girls when he was found with them. Before The Green Mile, Sadler had already built an impressive career in film and television. He was particularly recognizable as Death in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and appeared in movies such as Die Hard 2, Trespass, and Tales from the Crypt. After The Green Mile, Sadler remained extremely busy. He appeared in films including The Shawshank Redemption director Frank Darabont's The Mist, as well as Iron Man 3: The Hills Have Eyes, and numerous television productions. In his personal life, Sadler married Marnie Joan in 1977. They have 1 son, Henry, and have generally maintained a private family life. As of 2026, William Sadler is 76 years old and continues to work as an actor. His estimated net worth is around $4 million. Gary Sinise was born on March 17, 1955, in Blue Island, Illinois. When The Green Mile was released in 1999, Sinise was 44 years old. He played Bert Hammersmith, the lawyer who represents John Coffey during his case. Although his appearance is brief, Hammersmith is important because he represents the legal system that failed to uncover the truth behind the murders. By the time Sinise appeared in The Green Mile, he was already an acclaimed actor. His breakthrough came with Of Mice and Men, which he also directed, and he later earned an Academy Award nomination for his performance as Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump. After The Green Mile, Sinise continued to have a major career in Hollywood. He starred in CSI, NY, appeared in Apollo 13, Green Mile, Truman, and later became known for his long-running role as Mac Taylor on CSI, NY. In his personal life, Sinise married actress Moira Harris in 1981. They had 3 children, and the couple remained together for more than 4 decades until Harris died in 2023. As of 2026, Gary Sinise is 71 years old. His estimated net worth is around $40 million, although celebrity wealth figures are not officially verified. While Bert Hammersmith had only a few scenes in The Green Mile, Gary Sinise brought credibility to the film's legal side, and his performance became another small but important piece of the story.